Time since I've created a video. Today is April 2nd. I'm Leroy Liebling, and I hope you've been okay. That's April 2nd of 2023. Now, a lot has taken place actually over at my Facebook, where I'm still much, much, much more active than here at my YouTube channel, also titled An Introduction to Hallian Doctrine, friends. Uh, the fact of the matter is that I've still been working pretty much exclusively over at my An Introduction to Hallian Doctrine Facebook, which you can check out, and I would like you to also. And what I was venturing into just several weeks ago was I was entering into a project of finishing my transfer of a number of old Facebook posts of mine from my Facebook person page over to my An Introduction to Hallian Doctrine Concepts Facebook page. But something took place. I got sidetracked, but not in a necessarily negative way. Depends on the way you look at it. If you are particularly interested in mathematics, above all in calculus, there is a theme that I had been working on creating for the first time over at my An Introduction to Hallian Doctrine Facebook page, Newtonian psychology. But anyway, I got interrupted, especially because of an incident that took place regarding it was just perhaps it was I still to this day doubt that it was just a prank hack, but I did get a kind of hacker notification over at one of my emails, and my email inbox stated that you've been hacked. The warning, the typical warning, and then of course there was a blackmail, a very, very nasty blackmail having to do with the video camera supposedly having recorded me via a spyware of the hacker, right? So when that took place, it just took me off track from my Newtonian psychology project, and it got me my mind phased into, I would say, Orwellianism, as I like to call it, but more like, yeah, it was Orwellianism, because that is a relatively new concept. Orwellian is an old concept, that terminology Orwellian, but Orwellianism is not has not been as frequently utilized as the term Orwellian. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that what took place was a kind of a hacker threat. It could have been a prank, best case scenario. Okay, so what? That's besides the point. The fact of the matter is that it got me back into a phase of contemplating and pondering a lot more over um, something that I had been obsessed with for many, many years when I was younger, and to this day still I have no problem with, getting my mind back into a train of thought into, right? Or trains of thought into. It's George Orwell's 1984 novel, and its concepts, which are largely political, and they are also pro human rights, and that's something that has been missing a lot nowadays with these cameras that just can record us while we're in intimacy in our bed and all that. And so you can imagine more or less the kind of threat that I got from that alleged hacker, or prank hacker for that matter. Who knows? Okay, it could have been for real. It could have been for real, just like Mein Kampf's Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf was not taken seriously, but it turned out to be, the real deal. Someone, with those intentions was behind it. Uh, I think it's ultimately irrelevant as to whether or not, the evil deeds were carried out by the individual. But the fact of the matter that just that there was a real individual, assuming that my Hitler never would have gotten into power, although he did, right? We all know that that's history. But if he hadn't have got into power, the fact of the matter is that it's a similar circumstance in the sense that that hacker who was threatening me via that blackmail email, he, regardless of whether or not he would carry it out or got to carry it out, that's irrelevant to me ultimately. The fact of the matter is, I believe perhaps it was not a Hank Pracker, a Hank, a prank hacker. And I'm getting these words mixed up because it's just such an uncomfortable theme. I don't doubt that I jumbled those words there, just because I just had a very, very unpleasant feeling for the weekend that followed after that. So anyway, I'm going to post another audio video shortly, probably now, with some more points having to do with Orwellianism. Friends, stand by for that, please. This is Harold, and also otherwise known more like Leroy Liebling. And I will proceed now to work on that second follow up video to this one, or audio rather. That's what this is, a podcast, or it would be podcast if it goes that far into publication. Thank you so much for bearing with the fact that I have not been very active at all or active at all, to say the least. I would rather say over at my YouTube channel, but I'm trying to get my train of thought into my YouTube channel again, get back on track with that project. Thank you so much for your patience and your attention. Have a good evening, and I do intend to do a follow up audio recording to this one on this very same late afternoon.